So let's see the next question. Next question is, in a grinding operation of metal, specific energy consumption is 15 joule per mm cube. If a grinding wheel with a diameter of 200 mm is rotating at 3000 rpm to obtain a material revolve rate of 6000 mm cube per minute, then the tangential force on the wheel is dash newtons. Okay, it's a first we have to know what is specific energy consumption, right? What is specific energy consumption? Specific energy consumption, I think you know the answer, is nothing but cutting power divided by the material removal rate. Specific energy consumption, or you can say specific cutting energy, also you can say. So specific energy consumption is nothing but cutting power divided by MRR. It's nothing but the amount of energy required to remove, or amount of power or energy that is required to remove unit volume of material. Okay, so it's energy by time, that is power, volume per time, that is material removal rate. Okay, what is MRR? MRR is volume of the material removed by time. Okay, so already MRR is given, there's no need. So let's given what is, let's write what is given. What is given? The specific energy consumption, let's say E or E, SP, specific energy consumption, is nothing but 15 joule per mm cube, right? And the diameter of the diameter of grinding wheel is nothing but 200 mm, and is rotating at rpm, that is n 3000 rpm, to obtain a material removal rate of 600. So MRR is given 6000 mm cube per minute. Very good. Then tangential force is asking. So first we have to write what is cutting power. Cutting power is nothing but force into velocity. That is the tangential force into the velocity, right? So let's write that. So ESP is equal to, let me write in different things so that you can differentiate what is given and what is the solution. ESP is equal to cutting power, right? That is, so this is ESP, okay? Cutting power, that is force into velocity, cutting force or tangential force into velocity divided by the MRR. MRR is what? Volume by time, right? MRR is volume by time. What is volume? Length into depth of cut into velocity. Length into depth of cut into velocity, right? Velocity, right? So here we can say V is velocity, right? Okay. Now, but already this has been given. That is how much? 6,000. Don't worry about it. So now here we have to find the velocity, because without velocity we can't find this, because cutting force is what we have to find. So what we have to find is this tangential force FC. F we have to find, right? ESP is given, V is not given, but we have to find out. MRR is given, we have to find V first, right? So now what is the diameter is given? 200 mm, and what is the speed? 300. So I can say that the velocity V whatever is this is given as pi dn by 60. Okay, right? Pi dn by 60. Is it 60? Yes. Fine. So let's find out that. It's pi into 200 into 200 RPM. Oh, so this is mm. Let's convert that into meters, because okay, no need to convert that into meters because we have mm here, mm here, mm here. So no need to convert it. Let's put it as 200 only. Okay. So this n is nothing but 3000 divided by 60. Okay. So the 60 is what? Omega actually. Omega is equal to pi dn by 60, right? So now, so we have to convert this units. Let's focus on units because there is some confusion here in units. Let's focus on what these units are. Okay. So let's focus on that. Let's see the units. Okay, fine. So V is nothing but if you calculate the value of V, that is pi into 200 into 3000 divided by 60, you'll get approximately the value of 31.41. Okay, 31.41 meters per second. Okay, meters per second. Okay, here it is mm. I've converted that as meters. Please denote this is meters per second. Okay, so now what we have this equation, that is this. So let's write that. What is given as 50 joule per mm cube is equal to FC we have to find, into V is 31.41 meter per second divided by MRR, that is 6000. So what are the units? Let's see the units. I'm just writing units here. Okay, let me write that equation final and then we'll write about the units. Fine. That is FC is equal to 15 into 6000 divided by 31.41. Okay, so let's write the units. The units of this is joule per mm cube, and this is mm cube by minute. This is meters per second. Okay, so what is this? This is cancelled, and okay, the second I can convert that into 60. I have to write this minutes and the seconds can be cancelled, right? Because this is 60 seconds, 1 minute, right? I'm writing because that is its denominator. I'm just dividing by 60. This is cancelled, and joule per minute is newtons, right? Joule per meter, sorry. So FC is nothing but 15 into 6000 divided by 31.41 into 60 will give you 47.74 newtons. See, units are very important. Okay, this is 47.74 newtons. Fine. Let's move on. Next one is, it's on rolling. Okay, let's do this. A 200 mm wide plate having a thickness of 20 mm is fed through a rolling mill with 2 rolls. Fine. What is given? A width can be written as B, that has 200 mm width, and thickness T. Here it's not T because we are dealing with rolling, so we'll write H, that is height, H, thickness H, and it is fed through rolling. It means that H initial or H initial, I can write HI as 20 mm, and the radius of each roll R is given as 300 mm. The plate thickness is reduced to 18 mm. I mean H final. I let H initial and H final is 18 mm. So there is a reduction of 2 mm, right? In one pass with a roller speed of N is equal to 50 RPM. Fine. The coefficient of the strength coefficient K of work material flow curve is 300. Okay, so K is given as 300 megapascal. What is flow curve? What is the flow curve equation, sir? The flow curve equation is given as, I mean, average flow stress. That is flow curve equation, right? Average flow stress. The equation is given as, flow curve equation is given as K, the strength coefficient, into true strain to the power of N divided by 1 plus N. That is strain add. N is where, and what is N? N is strain hardening exponent or coefficient. Okay. And the coefficient of friction between a roll and plate is nothing but what? 0.1. So I'll write mu is equal to 0.1. If the friction is sufficient to permit the rolling operation, then the rolling will be okay. And here also N is given as 0.2. N is given as 0.2. Okay, let me write here because K and N are related. So let me write here. N is 0.2. Fine. With this, what is telling us to find the friction is sufficient to permit the rolling. Then rolling force is, what is the rolling force? He's trying to ask, right? So we have stress here. Force is nothing but stress into area, right? So what is the rolling? So these are the two rolls we have, right? And this is the initial thickness, right? This is your HI, and this is what we are getting out. This is your HF, right? And if you're doing that in a three-dimensional, this is your three-dimensional view, right? The stress is applied onto this thing, right? That is L into W, right? What is L? L is your contact length, and W, or like I can say this as width, B, L into B, right? So this contact length L into B will give you the area. So what is the rolling force? Rolling force is nothing but contact length, I mean stress into area, that is contact length into B, width, right? So we have to find out the contact length. So the contact length, we have the formula, right? So the contact length formula, L is equal to under root R delta H. We have the formula, right? And what is R? R is the rolling radius, and delta H is the change in the thickness, right? So delta H is nothing but H final minus H initial, right? So contact length L is equal to, what is R? R value is 300 into delta H, that is HF minus H2, that is 20 minus 18, that is 2, right? L is nothing but 300 into 2, 600 600 is 24.49 mm. We have L and we have V. Now, but we have to find out sigma F. So what is sigma F? Sigma F is nothing but K epsilon T to the power of 1 by N. What is epsilon T? Epsilon is true stress. True stress is nothing but ln what? So it is a compression, right? It is a compression. So obviously it is, instead of T final, it will be T initial by H final. Why? Because it should be H initial by, because of minus. If you take minus inside, it will be H I by H. Actually, it should be ln HF by HI minus. If you go this, take this minus inside, the HI will come up and HF will come down. Why minus? Because this is undergoing compression, not tension, right? So what is this, ln? ln, what is this H initial is 20, H final is 18. If you're finding epsilon t, the value of epsilon t is 0.1054. Put that in this equation. You know the value of n, you know the value of k, you know the value of Et also, right? Let's put that equation. Sigma f is equal to k. What is the value of k? The k value is 300 megapascal into epsilon, that is 0.1054 to the power of 0.2, right, to the power of n. So 0.1054 to the power of 0.2 divided by 1 plus n, that is 1 plus 0.2. If you calculate sigma f, you'll get the value of sigma f as 159.4 megapascal. And rolling force we can find as F, we can find as sigma f into contact length into V, right? Sigma f is 159.4 into contact length is nothing but 24 point. So this is your contact length, right? 24.49 mm. 24.49 mm into width is 200. 200. So this is mm, this is mm. So into 10 to the power of minus 6, right? If you're converting that into meters, right? So if you're doing this thing, you'll get, he's asking in kilonewtons. So you'll get as 780.776 kilonewtons. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, 780.776. Kilonewton. That is your answer. Okay, fine. Let's go to the next question. And next question is the XY table of a NC machine, numerical control machine tool, is to move from point 1,1 to point Q, that is 51,1. All coordinates are in mm. Okay, the pitch of NC numerical control drive lead screw is, the pitch of lead screw is 1 mm. If the backlash between the lead screw and the nut is 1.8 degrees, then the total backlash of the table on moving from P to Q is. So it's a very nice question. So let's see what he's asking. So we have XY. So we'll draw the XY coordinate. Okay, and he's saying here moving from point 1,1. So this is 1,1, let's say. So this is X and this is Y. And moving to Q 51, so somewhere else it is 51,1, right? So what is the distance? Distance is nothing but 50, right? The distance is 50. So he's moving 50 mm because he told all the things are in mm, right? And the pitch of the lead screw is, so pitch P. Pitch is how much? Pitch P is 1 mm, right? And what is the total distance traveled? Distance traveled by tool is 50 mm, right? And now what is asking? Okay, what is pitch? I've already I've shown you what is backlash in the previous question. There was a question asked in backlash, right? So this was your a simple, lead screw, and the another one was your, the nut, right? The lead screw, that nut pushing, right? So this was the nut. The nut, what's this? So there was some kind of backlash here. Like this, right? So this is here. So this is your backlash. Okay. Now he's asking that he has given the backlash also. Backlash between the lead screw. So this is what is backlash. Okay. This is what is backlash. This distance is backlash. Okay. So now he's saying that, well, not distance, that angle, whatever the angle between the lead screw and nut is 1.8 degree, and total backlash of the table. So he's asking the backlash between this thing is given. So as we keep on moving, the backlash will be multiplying, right? So what we have, for each rotation, it is for one rotation. What you say? I mean, the backlash is 1.8 degrees. So for 50 rotations, I mean, it in the sense like for 50 movements, like it has to go 50 rotations, right? So how can I say that 50, I mean, okay, to come back again, not to confuse, I'll tell. What is the rotation of lead screw? For one rotation of lead screw, rotation of lead screw. Okay. If one rotation of lead screw leads to one pitch, 1 mm pitch, right? 1 mm, right? So for 50, what you say, mm, one pitch in the sense like it will move in one direction. The lead screw, one rotation will rotate. Pitch in the sense like if you rotate the complete lead screw in one total rotation, the table will move in one pitch, because we have pitch 1 mm. So the table will move in 1 mm direction, right? So how many total distance it has moved? It is 50 mm it has moved, right? So how many rotations required? How many rotations required? Rotations required, that is 50 into 1, 50 rotations are required. So 50 rotations of lead screw will give you 50 mm distance. That is 50 mm, 1 mm pitch, right? So what is the total backlash? Total backlash in degrees in, okay, total backlash, sorry. So he has given in degrees, right? Backlash in degrees is 50 into 1.8 degrees, right? For one pitch, 1.8 degrees. So for 50 pitch, 50 into 1.8 degrees, right? That is 90 degrees. So backlash in degrees is 90. So for one rotation, 360 degree is one rotation, 1 mm pitch, right? Now, how much distance x for 90 degrees, right? Right, for 90 degrees, how much is the distance? So we can see that we're converting the angle into distances, right? Because for 360 degrees rotation, 1 mm pitch you're moving, and 500 degrees, what is the x? So for x is equal to 360, sorry, x into 360. So it is 90 into 1 by 360. 90 into 1 divided by 360. This is 0.25. Got the point? So this is 0.25. In the sense, what we are trying to do is that here we are converting the rotations and seeing how much is the pitch. So one lead screw rotation, one pitch movement, that is one table movement. So how much is the total table movement is 50. It means that we are making 50 rotations. So for one rotation in angles, the backlash is 1.8. So for 50 mm, the total backlash will be 90 degrees. So one pitch in the sense, like for one pitch, it is 360 degrees. So for 90 degrees, how much is the backlash that is occurring? So that is 90 by 360, right? So that is what is, what you say, 0.25 mm. Fine. This is the solution for the how to calculate the backlash in mm. Okay. Thank you.